So, Rolf, the Master Distiller of Triple Three, how are we doing?
We're doing very well. I mean, it's exciting times. Gin wave all over. I'm sure you see and feel and hear it as well.
I'm right in the middle of it, and it's great to be back at Triple Three. Thanks for having me again. Just a few questions that I'm gonna bring up from the customer's point of view and what they are asking me out in the trade.
Yes.
I want to know, first of all, what makes Triple Three different, and why do people need to go for Triple Three instead of anything else on the shelf?
I think Marshall, let me first say also it's great to have you back. Missed you now a few days actually. And he's our great ambassador, so it's fantastic to have actually messages back from him, from out there, from you, from the consumer, from our fantastic supporters. But I think to do it actually in the right way, I would say let's go back to basics and let's actually start with Juniper right there, with the main ingredients. And I show you what we have, I show you what we're working with, and then we'll maybe answer over all the periods now what makes Triple Three different to other ones.
Rolf, you said there are two main aspects when it comes to creating gin.
Yes.
What are the two?
Well, we're talking about neutral alcohol,
Okay.
very important, and of course the Juniper berry.
It's gin.
But now let me talk first about neutral alcohol. So neutral alcohol can be made from potatoes, grain, cane, grapes. There are different bases that you can use. But there's a reason why in the description of this product it is neutral. That means it gets actually distilled up to over 96% alcohol, but it does not have any flavor left. So it should not taste of any type of basic material used. A specialist will taste maybe still what the basic alcohol has been from. I think for a normal consumer it will be very difficult to say at the end of the day it was cane sugar or it was potato or whatever. What is much more important that there is really total clarity, no flavor as such in the alcohol, because the alcohol is there to carry the juniper flavor, the gin flavor, the famous flavor. And also there the law says very clearly you should taste on the nose and on the palate juniper in any gin. Doesn't matter what other infusions are.
True. So that's the description of gin basically, and the difference between vodka and gin is the main ingredients, which is juniper berries.
Absolutely.
So what percentage does the neutral alcohol sit on?
The neutral alcohol has 96.4 volume percent.
Okay.
Which means everything on flavors, etheric oils, everything on terpene that could be in the alcohol has been distilled out. That's what you call neutral. You get neutral alcohol actually in the pharmacy for medical reasons. And when you taste it, you said just now vodka.
Yeah.
It smells like vodka.
Yeah.
And if you're very brave with this high strength, when you taste it on your palate, it would taste like vodka.
Yeah.
However, it may hurt a little bit because it's a 96. You shouldn't try that.
You shouldn't try that.
You shouldn't try that.
How do you bring it down to bottling strength?
Well, before we go there, I think now I want to use this high strength because it's a very aggressive alcohol.
Yeah.
And for that I want to first actually work with it with my juniper berries, because this aggressiveness, this high strength, is a fantastic tool in the process to make a great gin. So let me show you first actually the juniper, and we can come back later on when it comes to bring it down to drinking strength.
Perfect, let's do that.
Right.
So the first ingredient was our neutral spirits, and the second ingredient was juniper berry. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the juniper berry we're using, or how we're getting the flavor of juniper berry into the gin?
There's all import. There was one distiller that said he found some juniper in South Africa.
Okay.
However, I'm not sure if it's enough really to distill with it. It would be wonderful to maybe over a period of time to have a local juniper available. But everything comes more or less around the Mediterranean belt. So we're getting our top selection here from Italy. Since we started with Triple Tree, we went through to a test and we checked out the junipers from different countries, different varieties, different sortings. And we have one specific one which we really love. And I just did the other day a control again and went through to different ones and we say, okay, what is good, and it has proven it again.
I have Juniper berry right now in my mouth. It's full of flavor. It's amazing. And funny fact, Juniper berry is filled up with health benefits. And in old days, when someone was getting a stomach bug, for example, the recipe was boil red wine with a couple of juniper berries in the wine. Consume that, and that was your remedy to get healed. So I think gin is very healthy and drink more often of that. So getting back to the gin, how do we get the flavor of juniper berry, which is, as you said, it's actually a pine, it's a cone berry, into our neutral spirit?
How do we get this flavor from this beautiful berry here into the liquid?
Yeah.
So it starts everything with a process which is so-called maceration. And what we do is we're taking this neutral alcohol, which is highly aggressive by this 96 balloon% strength, and put it in the tank, like the tank we're standing up. Okay? Now we're taking this beautiful berry,
Yeah.
and we crush it slightly. We just squeeze it, like you always do. I mean, you as liquid
Like
chef, you take sometimes also the berry and squeeze it
And
slightly.
squeeze it slightly.
Just that actually your liquid can
To
get
release
some,
the oils, basically.
exactly, get some flavor out. And that is how it looks then. I have here a little sample for you. So you see here actually the squeezed juniper berry. You see this brownish color now, which is all the sap, its flavor, its enteric oil. And this is our maceration base actually for the gin. And how that looks actually then in a tank, I can show you as well. Just be careful, it's high strength alcohol. Wow, this is how it looks like. So you have this brown greenish color in the tank right now, where we macerated very strong with this high strength.
And it smells quite potent.
It's very potent now, but it's a beautiful, beautiful
It's amazing.
flavor.
It's amazing.
But we cannot now distill it like that. We macerate it over a period of time, but we would not be able to put it in that high strength into the distill. The alcohol would go so quick out actually, we could not hold it in a proper distilling process. So we have to break it down with water.
Okay. After flavoring your high volume of alcohol in neutral spirit with juniper berries, you don't put it straight into the tank, you have to break it down and bring it down with water. Does it matter what type of water?
Let me first correct you in one word, and that is very important for me. It's not a flavoring, it's a maceration.
Maceration.
Maceration means you extract flavor from a substance into the liquid.
Okay.
That's why I'm very particular on that, because you get flavor gins and you get proper macerated distilled gins. That is where my reason is coming.
I love that. Like, how do they just flavor it if they don't macerate it?
Well, you can buy extracts. Then you don't need to buy actually these beautiful berries. You don't need to distill. You just flavor alcohol. That's why it's called flavoring.
And we are properly maturating as you see.
The craftsman loves his craftsmanship. And under
course.
that circumstances, we do the proper way.
We do
Macerating.
maceration. So let's go back to the question. Does it matter what water we use?
Yes, that was a lot. And from that side, we did as much test trials with water as we did actually with the neutral alcohol. In that way, we maybe need to correct our earlier statement that it needs two main ingredients. Maybe water is the third one,
True
which
that.
is very important. And we get it actually from a, what would you call it? You would call it a well. So it's a natural spring.
Okay.
So it is not municipal water neutralized and filtered via chocolate filters and all of that. It is not processed water. It comes actually right from deep down, actually goes through to minerals, and in that way it's a beautiful base water to use. And at the end of the day, it is part of the quality taste of 333. Absolutely. So no, we don't want to have actually just any water. We're driving quite a few kilometers to get the best water that we think is the best for 333.
Or works the best.
Or works the best for 333. And that begins actually from now on as we break down the alcohol, as well also later when we have the distilled product and we break it down for drinking.
Yeah.
So because it can leave flavors or can carry flavors, we are very particular in that.
May I ask where do we get our water from?
There are a few secrets that we actually keep to our close chest.
Damn it, I tried guys, I tried. Now we have got this beautiful macerated liquid, added with water, it goes straight to our distills.
May I show you actually right now when we actually fill the distill and go ahead with the distilling process.
Oh wow, so we are in a trade and we're gonna see how it's done behind this whole bottle. Let's do it.
Here we go. Distillation is about a physical process where you split up lighter fractions of liquid from heavier fractions. So in that way we have alcohol, which is the first thing that evaporates when you warm the liquid up, where water has a higher boiling point and that way is much later only starting to evaporate. We know that water really needs 100 degrees really to steam up, where at the end of the day alcohol starts much earlier, 10 to 12 degrees earlier. And even there we have different fractions of alcohol, and what we call it is the head, which is most of the time methanol.
Yeah.
Alcohol you cannot consume. So methanol comes first, that we put into the head, then we make a cut. Then comes the heart, which is the ethanol. And ethanol has different fractions, but also carries all the flavors over.
And that's what we want.
And that is what we want. But now in distilling, the temperature will go up by the time more and more, because the lighter evaporated alcohol is now gone.
Yeah.
Now it comes more and more water fractions, and water need more energy at the end of the day to start to evaporate. So we stop where water starts to boil. We don't want to have the water because you cannot bottle water gin. We want to have at the end of the day the nice clean ethanol. So you have your head, methanol, you have your heart with ethanol, and you have your tail, which is oily, watery fractions that we actually don't want. Distilling is not about making something very quick. Distilling means you need time. So one pot now will take around about 6 hours.
And how many liters is the pot?
It's around about 500 liters that we have on base now actually in the kettle. So now what happens is we heat it up slowly. Like a water bath is around this kettle, so it's like you melt chocolate. You cannot melt chocolate directly on the fire, you burn. It will burn. But if you have actually a water pot in between and the steam heats up the chocolate, it's very smooth and soft actually, and you have this beautiful melted chocolate liquid. True that. So as gentle as that we also do it here, we go actually very gently with the heat onto the liquid, and everything's in copper.
Why always the shiny copper?
Copper is a catalyst. So copper takes away sulfuric fractions in the liquid, which is by gin less, but by other bases that you distill, like for instance when we do our Kirschners, it's a bigger fraction that we have to catalyze out of the alcohol. And that's where copper reacts. So the copper we have to clean from time to time, we have to activate from time to time, to get the best possible result of cleanliness on alcohol.